What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from the Quartering, and some great news out there. I don't know if you knew this, but Hollywood apparently is importing actual superheroes to play the next superhero role in the next big Marvel and DC film. Family Guy actually found themselves a real talking dog that was also had a problem with drinking. The Simpsons will now be voiced by actual yellow people. And apparently, the way this is going, only straight people can play straight roles, and only gay people can play gay roles because there are no more actors. Everything is simply documentary style. Now, this isn't the first time that somebody in Hollywood who panders to the extraordinarily woke got eaten by their own. First, it was Scarlett Johansson. And now it's Halle Berry, who had announced that they were playing a transgender character and then also managed to misgender that character in their announcement. Of course, the backlash was swift, and Halle Berry bent the knee in a record time. Now, I want to say, my biggest problem with this, first of all, is people's stupidity. But second of all, why are you blaming the actor for taking a job that they were offered? You know what I'm saying? If you want to blame anybody, why aren't you blaming the casting agent or the person that, actually hired the actor? Why is it the actor's responsibility to refuse roles that they're offered? Why even, if this is what you want, then shouldn't all the outrage be focused on, whoever hired her? But of course, within 12 hours, she puts out an absolutely cringe reply. It's all the same, right? Over the weekend, I had the opportunity to discuss my consideration of an upcoming role as a transgender man. And I would like to apologize for those remarks. As a cisgender woman, I now understand that I should not have considered this role, and that the transgender community should undeniably have the opportunity to tell their own stories. Okay, so then, I'm just being real here. Is Halle Berry, does the trans community then want, by the way, it isn't probably much of the trans community that's upset by this, but do they want to not be able to play straight roles then? Or cis roles, sorry, my mistake. Cis roles. Should gay characters not be allowed to play straight characters? Also, then, how come you played Catwoman, who was canonically a white woman, if I remember correctly? Nobody had a problem with that, but this is the world that you want to live in? This is absolute absurdity. She continues. I'm grateful for the guidance and critical conversation over the past few days and will continue to listen, educate, and learn from this mistake. I vow to be an ally in using my voice to promote better representation on screen, both in front and... What a weird... I wonder how bad her knee hurts. She bent the knee at a absurd speed. Look, if I were a super rich Hollywood actor or actress, I would probably know better. I would probably know the pitfalls that would come with accepting this particular type of role. But the hilarity is also like, you get a lot of replies like, this is good, but not enough. Like Laura Kate Dale, remember when she lied about being kidnapped or whatever? I do. I'm glad, as a trans person, to see you so quickly respond and refuse this role. Well done for not doubling down. Really? You're going to worship her? She still auditioned for it. The system that was in place still hired her. So if you're really worried about it, shouldn't you be mad at them? However, a big part of what bothered us, I like how she's just speaking for all trans people, was you repeatedly calling the trans character, or trans man character, she, her, and calling the story a woman's story. You can look at most of the normal replies. Holy crap, Halle, stop apologizing. If anything, taking a role like this would have expanded your mind on the issues within the trans community. You aren't appropriating anything. Stop the apologies. you in an interest in learning something. Acting is experiencing. But that's not enough. Cis people, sit this one out. The apology isn't for us or about us. We have no right to deem. I mean, this is stunning. The level of just self-hatred in these replies. It's ridiculous. Casey Colby, I understand her decision, but I wonder where this rationale is leading the arts. Fictional stories and performances must be based on truths, and ubiquitous societal demands can be potential labyrinth of contention. Some may argue defeating for artistic interpretation. Now, there's an absolutely great reply that I want to show you from an actor, but let me be very clear. Let me tell you, I don't know this for a fact, but let me tell you how this looks to me and how I believe this looks. This is the assertion that I see. You tell me if I'm incorrect. Straight people, and particularly straight white people, men and women, can only play straight white characters. If you are a minority, you can play any character. Is that the rule? That's what it seems like, right? Trans people can play trans people, but they can also play straight characters. Gay people can play gay people, but they can also play straight characters. What do they do with the Modern Family situation? Are they mad that a gay man plays a straight man? No, but would they be mad if a straight man played a gay man? I don't know. I don't understand. Is that the hill we want to? Is that where we want to go? And let's look at Jared Leto's response. This is from a while back where he was receiving an award. And a heckler basically said, like, oh, you'll never be this character. I think he had played a trans character in a movie, and a movie I'm not familiar with. And let's just listen to his reply.
There's always one drunkard out there somewhere having a fun. Yes.
This is after someone yelled at him. You'll never be whatever. You know.
What's your point? What are you heckling about?
Trans misogyny does not deserve an award.
What do you mean by that? Why?
You don't deserve an award for portraying transgender person.
What problem do you have with, because I'm a man, I don't deserve to play that part, so you would hold a role against someone who happened to be gay or lesbian, they can't play a straight part?
Ooh, exactly. Jared Leto, I think I've become a fan.
Well, then you make sure that people that are gay, people that aren't straight, people like the Rayans of the world would never have the opportunity to turn the tables and explore parts that aren't central to who they are.
Exactly. I don't have any problem. It's so crazy because so much of the criticism of pointing this kind of stuff out, people come out and say, oh, you're anti-gay or you're anti-trans because you're making fun of this. No, I legitimately don't have any problem with a trans person playing a straight person, or I don't know, that's not the right word, a cis person, sorry. I don't have a problem with a gay character playing a non-gay character or vice versa. I know this is crazy. This may seem crazy to you, but I also don't have a problem with, let's say, somebody who's not an actual superhero playing a superhero. I don't understand. You know, if you're gonna be mad at anybody, maybe be mad at the people who hired her. I suppose you could argue. You could argue that. But ultimately, this is the weirdest thing ever. And I love how everyone's just like looking down on her. This is why you don't bend the knee for anybody. You know, you put out you put out a statement that says, I apologize for absolutely nothing. Because let this be a wonderful learning opportunity. I'm excited for how much you've learned in the past 24 hours. Really? What did she learn? That there's absolutely no fiction? That actors can't practice their craft, or that there's protected roles that they're not supposed to take. What kind of system is that? Now, in an ideal world, did they audition trans actors and actresses for the role? Probably. I would hope so. If I were hiring for a trans role, I'd at least consider it, but ultimately I'd hire the best person for the job. Maybe Halle Berry was the best person for the job, you know, but this whole idea that what's on screen needs to match the role that they're playing falls apart so quickly. That just shows you how short-sighted people are who push for this, how just honestly low IQ it is to push for this kind of stuff. And how divisive and how the double standard is just so painfully obvious. It just falls apart right in your hands if you start to question it. Like, how come real dragons aren't being played by real dragons? It's ridiculous. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.